Hey everyone, we're back for another workout of the day. Today is 4 rounds for time, so make sure you're marking down your times and weights. This is going to be called Adios August because we are heading into September here. So it is 5 deadlifts, 10 V-ups, 15 burpees, 20 kettlebell swings, 25 ab twists, and 30 bar jumps. So we're gonna go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so the first movement we're going to be doing is the deadlift. So we're gonna have 5 deadlifts right in the beginning. So if we have a barbell, we're gonna set up at the barbell. We want our feet about hip width apart, could be slightly wider. And you're gonna set up your hands about a thumb width away from the smooth part. We're gonna go ahead and do a mixed grip. So we're gonna have one palm facing out, one palm facing in. We're gonna bring the barbell as close as we can to our shins. As close as we can, I mean touching your shins. And when you come up, you're gonna drive up with that chest, and you're going to keep that barbell close to you the whole time. It should be touching you the whole time. When you come up, make sure you're past the knees, and then when you come down, get past the knees before you bend. Few things that are important is always keeping that chest up. You want to keep your back nice and flat, shoulders back. Your butt always wants to be above your knees. So we never want to be below or parallel. We always want to be slightly above the knee when we come down. And then we're driving up. Again, make sure you keep that core engaged, chest up, back straight, shoulders back, looking straight ahead, driving upward with your chest. Barbell always touching your legs. Modifications: if you do not have a barbell, you can use your kettlebell, and it's going to be that same movement. You're going to come up, come back down, or you can use a dumbbell, or you can use a band. I would use a thicker band for this. Most people have a stronger deadlift than anything. People's legs are much stronger than their upper body usually. So we're just gonna step on the band with both feet about hip width apart. You're gonna grab the hoops on either end and just stand up with the resistance bands. So again, you want to use a thicker band for more resistance to get you the most out of it if you're using a band. Okay, so next movement is going to be our V-up. So I'm going to set up, be down, touch those toes. Modifications, knees, alternating, or knees or leg raises. We're going to go into our burpee. So our burpee, move this over here. Our burpee, we're going to come down with our hands, kick out till a nice flat position, come down into a push-up, chest on the ground, back up, feet back in, finish it with the jump. So modifications, you can just do an up down, so out, back up, jump, out, back up, or you can do walkouts with the push up, out the push-up. Or you can do it to a box where you're jumping out and back up. Push up on the box. Hey Mia. So the next movement is going to be our kettlebell swing. So first, just go over the movement. We want the outside of our wrist hitting the inside of our thigh. When we come back, we do not want to be hitting above the wrist, elbow, or crazy up your shoulder. So when we come, we want to be about a little bit slightly wider than hip width apart. We're going to come back, so we're going to drive back with our hips. Our chest is up, our back is straight, driving back with those hips, and we're going to use the hip drive to drive up that kettlebell. We're going to come about eye height for these. Oops. So again, we're going to come. The more hip drive you have, the more it's going to pull up that kettlebell. If you find yourself trying to pull up the kettlebell, it's going to be pretty impossible depending on the weight you're using. It's not about the arms, it's about the legs and hip drive that we're using. So just show you. And again, I'm using my hips to drive that kettlebell up. You want to squeeze your butt at the top, and when you come back down, squeeze at the top, and that will get you in a nice position. You can also use a dumbbell if you do not have a kettlebell. Okay. So modifications besides the dumbbell would just be different weights, either go lighter or heavier depending on where you're at. The next movement is going to be our ab twist. Hey Mia. So when we do our ab twist, the only thing we want on the ground is our butt. Our feet are up, our backs are off the ground, only butt touching the ground. We want to be in a nice V shape, engaging our core. And we're going to use the weight to go back and forth. We want to keep it in pretty tight. We want to be feeling that core as we're going side to side. You can also use a plate or the kettlebell. Kettlebell is a little awkward. Or if you're not ready for weight, you can just touch back and forth. If you're using a weight but you find yourself completely off balance and not being able to steady yourself, just go ahead and put one heel on the ground, just one, not two. This will just keep you a little stabilized. Try to have a nice light heel. Try not to be leaning on it. We still want to be leaning back. It's just to hold us steady until we're able to get our core strength up. Then, last but not least, we have bar jump overs. So if you're using a barbell, then it's just jumping side to side with both feet at once. We do not want to do the unicorn gallop from side to side. It's both, and we want to try to go one after the other, and not stop. We want to get our heart rate moving on that. So if we're not using a barbell, we have a kettlebell, you can jump over the kettlebell or the dumbbell as well. Or you can just jump back and forth without anything. So that is the workout of the day. It's going to be 4 rounds of all those movements. So good luck.